Hello, people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to DCS World 2.9.5 and Razbam Simulation's F-15E Strike Eagle module. Welcome to Tutorial 11, JDAM's Pre-Planned Mode. Today I'm going to demonstrate the use of JDAMs in the Strike Eagle using what the aircraft calls CC Memory Mode. This is a mode in which we can create pre-planned sets of missions, which are basically just target points, points that we intend to hit with JDAMs. This kind of simulates actually programming stuff in the briefing prior to getting into the aircraft, loading those points into your DTC, and then loading them into the aircraft. Of course, at this stage, we don't have a full DTC simulation in, well, most of the aircraft in DCS, but this is simulated in the mission editor by creating target points. I'm going to demonstrate that for you just now. I've selected my Strike Eagle, and if I zoom down here on this area, we can see that I've created a bunch of target points. And if I choose this kind of, I don't know what to describe it as, triangle thing, here you see we've got navigation, target points, and we have 6 of these that we've created. Now, the system on the Strike Eagle supports 9 sets of mission points, and each set can contain up to 8 missions. So you can actually store a lot of points, which is quite handy. And it might be the case that during the course of a mission, you have a lot of them preloaded, and then you could maybe distribute them among your wingmen. So in this case, I'm just going to create 6 missions as part of a single set. So if we take a look at this very first target point I've created, you can see that I've added some information into the comments. All of this information is mandatory, so if you don't put these comments in, the target points will not be loaded into the aircraft. The first one is the mission, so it's just capital letter M. You then have the set number, which in this case, this one's going to be in set 1, a decimal point, and then the mission number, which in this case is mission number 1. So this one's set 1, mission 1. The next line is H for heading. If you want the JDAM to approach from a pre-planned heading, you can enter it there. Any number between 0 and 359 degrees. If you enter -1, as I have done, that disables terminal parameters. The next one is A for angle. This is the angle you want the weapon to strike at. You can enter any number between 69 and 89 degrees, depending on how steep an angle you want the weapon to strike. Or if you enter 0, you also disable this terminal parameter. Last one is the velocity. At what velocity do you want the bomb to strike the target? This can be any value between 700 and 1200. I believe it's in feet per minute. Alternatively, as I've done, you can enter V0, and that also disables this parameter. And if we flip through these, we can see I've got mission, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6. So I've given myself 6 targets that I would like to strike. If we take a little look at our loadout here, we can see that we're carrying 2 different types of JDAMs. I'm carrying 6 of the GBU-54B. These are 500-pound class weapons. They're basically GBU-38s with the addition of a laser seeker in the nose. So if we wanted to, we could actually switch to laser for terminal guidance. Today we're actually just going to drop these completely pre-planned. I'm also carrying 2 of the GBU-31s, which are 2,000-pound class weapons. These ones don't have a laser seeker. They are purely GPS INS guided. I'm not going to drop those today. We're actually going to just drop the GBU-54s today, but I'm carrying these so you can see that it is possible to do so. And finally, you can, of course, carry GBU-38s. They're identical to the 54s, except they don't have the laser seeker. They're also 500-pound class weapons. Okay, we're going to jump into the cockpit now, and I will show you how to get set up with the weapons and how to drop them. Okay, you rejoin me in the cockpit, and we're now ready to get set up to deliver these JDAMs in the pre-planned mode. If I zoom down on the TSD here, you can see that I have targets at waypoint 3. That's the place that we're going to attack. Let me actually change the zoom level here. That's going to be better. So we're going to attack waypoint 3, and so what I'm first going to do is I'm going to enter the steer point menu, select waypoint 3, and then, as you've seen me do before, enter 3 decimal, put that into the window at push button 1, and that now designates that as our target. Let me come out of the zoom there. You can just barely see it Waypoint 3 is now a triangle, and waypoint 2 is the IP. So that's all set. Next, we're going to create a release profile, as we've done many times in the past for these weapons. So I'm going to go Main Menu, Armament. We're then going to select the air-to-ground PAX mode, and you can see our weapons across the top. I've got 2 GBU-31s, and then I've got 6 times what it's calling GBU-38s. These are actually 54s. The system does not differentiate between the two, because the 54 is just the 38 with a laser seeker. We're not going to use the laser seeker today in any case, so these will operate exactly as GBU-38s would. So I'm going to select the stations, because these are the weapons I'm going to drop. We're going to choose Auto Mode, Ripple Singles, and Nose and Tail. That's our kind of release profile. And you'll see that we get some extra options on the left-hand side. This is going to control the quantity that we're going to drop. So you click Next, and it chooses either left or right. We're going to choose the left-hand side. It means the left CFT. And we're going to cycle quantity until it says 3. So we're saying we want to drop all 3 on the left, switch to right. We want to drop all 3 on the right. And we can now flip between these, and we see quantity 3 for both of those settings. So we are indeed going to drop all 6. You'll recall that we created 6 mission points, so we're going to hit 6 different targets in a single pass. Now we're going to press Menu to get back to the PAX menu, Menu again to get Menu 1, Menu again to get Menu 2, and now we're interested in the page labelled Smart Weapons. If we bring up Smart Weapons, this is where we're going to get all the settings for our bombs. We can control what we're going to hit. They default to Weapon Memory mode. This mode just transfers the current target designation to the weapon, so you can only really do one target at a time with this. We're going to cycle this until it says CC Memory. This means that we're going to access those target points that we created in the mission editor. In the real world, these would be stored on the DTC. So you can see here that we've got set and mission. So this is set 1, mission 1, and then all the target information for that. If we had multiple sets, we could press next set to cycle. We don't know. We've also got this push button here for next mission. I can cycle through all 6 of my missions and confirm that they all have target points. I'll leave it back on mission number 1. You'll see we have a set of dashed brackets around this particular bomb. This is the bomb we're programming just now. So with set 1, mission 1 selected, I'm going to choose mission transfer, and it will load this mission into the bomb, and you can now see confirmed CC1/1 standby. We can now press next station. The brackets move to the next bomb. We could press next mission. We now have 1/2, and again, we'll transfer that. It's loaded. Next station, next mission, transfer. Next station, next mission, transfer. Next station, next mission, transfer. And lastly, next station, next mission, transfer. And you'll see that we now have bombs programmed for missions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. At this stage, we're ready to go. Oh, actually, not quite. Master arm to on. Don't forget that one. So if we look up at the HUD just now, we'll see that we have some new symbology. I'll cover that actually as we turn towards the target, because it's going to be easier to show you what's going on when we're actually inbound target. And yeah, we currently have steer point 3 selected, so that's good. So I'll turn towards the target now. You'll see we've got this little cross here. That's the position of the target. And that's now to our front. We're going to roll out here. And I'll reduce my speed. And we'll go ahead and pause here one last time. I'm just going to confirm on the TSD we're flying in the correct direction. Oh yeah, it's making us fly towards steer point 2 first. Okay, in any case, doesn't really matter. So if I focus down here on the HUD, we can see that we have the azimuth staple. We need to make sure that our heading is inside this staple in order to be able to launch the weapons. We then have the distance down the right-hand side. The caret shows our current distance to the target, and this line here is maximum range. At that range, the weapons would be able to reach the target, but we then have the staple, and that's called the in-zone staple. This means that the bombs can not only reach the target, but they can also adhere to the parameters that we've set. Now, we actually haven't set any parameters for our bombs, so the maximum range is going to be very close to the staple. If we'd set heading, angle, or velocity, that would affect the positioning of this staple. This line here is when the weapons will come off automatically, and the bottom of the staple is minimum range at which we could launch the weapon. We then have the time to in range here. We have target. This can show LP TGT or just TGT. LP would be if there's a launch point. Launch points for JDAMs are not implemented as yet. We then have the range to the target, time to release, and in confirmation of the weapon type and mode, we're dropping JDAMs in automatic. Let's come out of pause and let's continue inbound. And we'll see if we can get these weapons to come off and hit the target. Now, we're in Ripple single, so it should be possible to just hold the pickle button and they'll all come off, although I have had trouble with this in the past, and I have had to actually press and release the pickle multiple times. That might actually be a bug. We'll see what happens on this occasion. So just be aware of that. If you're holding the pickle and not all of your bombs come off, just repeatedly press it until they do. So 40 seconds. Flying towards the target. I'm actually going to climb just a little bit, just to get us above the clouds up ahead. And we should be able to monitor the status of our weapons on the Smart Weapons page there. You can see that maximum range and the in-zone staple are starting to kind of come together. You can see the correct coming down now, 10 seconds to in range. We'll get the azimuth steering line once we're in range. Okay, in range. Next will be in zone. In zone. I'm going to push and hold pickle. 3 seconds. 2, 1, 0. Okay, one weapon came off. And the rest did not. So yeah, I'm going to have to repeatedly press pickle. You can see that each time I'm pressing pickle now, they are indeed coming off. And now they're all away and we have a time to impact. I'm going to pop the aircraft into autopilot, and we're going to follow these bombs down and see what they do. Let's accelerate time just a little bit here. And we should note that they all strike these targets here. And look at that. Fantastic. Single pass, 6 bombs, 6 targets. That did the job. So, there you go. That is the full procedure for a pre-planned strike, otherwise known as CC memory mode, with JDAMs in the Strike Eagle. You create those target points in the mission editor, and keep in mind to enter all of the parameters. You need the mission, the heading, the angle, and the velocity. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. If you'd like to further support the channel, you have the option of joining Deephack's ground crew by clicking the join button below. It's a small monthly fee, about the same as the cost of a cup of coffee per month, and you get some small benefits in that you get to join a Discord server with myself, and I've also started uploading some of my mission files to that Discord server. We also on occasion do some flying together as well. So thank you all very much for watching, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.